We have the first named storm for 2018. It's Alberto and it's threatening Cuba. Meanwhile, for us here in Trinidad and Tobago, the wet season is closely following behind. Right now, across the Gulf of Mexico and the Yucatan Peninsula, there you can see the center of Alberto. It is over some warm waters, but it's not fully tropical. It is also getting some of its energy from the transfer of heat in the air, and most of the rain is not around the center, but well out towards the east. It will slightly strengthen as it goes towards the north, and as it does so, it will continue, possibly passing Cuba as you go through Saturday, and then eventually up towards the Gulf of Mexico, and maybe nearing New Orleans in the southern coastline of the United States. But for us here in Trinidad and Tobago, we're likely to still see a couple of the passing clouds as a tropical wave nears, but there's another tropical wave leaving the coast of Africa, and that signifies that usually at this time of the year we begin to see more tropical waves coming our way. So this tropical wave here will likely come across Trinidad and Tobago through Saturday, increasing moisture levels and therefore also increasing the likelihood of us seeing maybe the couple of downpours as well. So for Saturday morning, look for cloudy conditions to start your day. Damp spots expected for the morning into the afternoon, and the showers, some of those could turn heavy as you go through the heat of the afternoon in Tobago. But for areas of Trinidad, after a mostly clear night, look for the clouds to build first thing in the morning as you get towards Toco, into Sangre Grande, eventually into Arima and Piarco, and eventually into Port of Spain. Look for the clouds to build, the showers arriving as well. And for southern areas of Trinidad, this is where you could be seeing some of the heavier bursts. And bearing in mind that during a heavy shower, there's also a possibility of some gusty winds as you go through the afternoon during the heat of the day, and then eventually begin to settle as night falls. So tonight then, looking at a mild 24 degrees Celsius in Trinidad, 25 degrees Celsius low in Tobago, getting no higher than 30 degrees Celsius across the board for the most part. But you'll see a drastic change on a Sunday. Drier Saharan air comes in, some Saharan dust is also in there, so it'll be quite hazy for Sunday and Monday for both Tobago as well as Trinidad as we get towards the beginning of next week. Now for mariners, look for those strong gusts to bring some whitecaps and a sea spray. Only a moderate chop out there at 2 meters, with east-northeasterly swells of 8 seconds. And for those heading out, you've got your high tide at 1:30 a.m. and the next one at 2:30 p.m. Now we have been talking about the quiet conditions across the Eastern Caribbean, but not so across the west. We have the formation of Alberto there, which is set to bring some of the strongest winds across western Cuba as it passes through there on a Saturday, and then also bring some heavy rains into Florida and the rest of the southeastern United States. Now Alberto will likely make its way closer to the south coast of the United States as you go through Sunday and Monday, and over the possibility of making landfall as it goes near to New Orleans through Monday and into Tuesday. So definitely looking for the Western Caribbean to remain unsettled. A lot of the heavy rains will continue to bring the risk of flooding there. So obviously for parts of Western Jamaica, even though they're well away, the unstable conditions will likely still bring some windy conditions for Kingston and also some blustery showers. For the Eastern Caribbean, it's a completely different picture. Tranquil for the most part, high pressure in charge. Only a couple of showers expected, but most of the cloudy, damp weather will be for Trinidad and Tobago and then south into Guyana. So we have our first named storm in Alberto. It poses no threat to Trinidad and Tobago, but we'll be seeing a tropical wave coming by through Saturday to possibly bring us some more wet weather. So that's your weather, and that's it from me.